Hi guys, today's going to be a video talking about when you see the opposite of your desire in your physical reality and what is going on, what is the root cause of this, what does it actually mean, is it tied into something going wrong with your manifestation? I'm going to answer all these issues in today's video, give an update because I know a lot of people question their current circumstances. So yeah, that is going to be today's topic. Do keep watching to hear my thoughts and advice on this as a coach. Speaking of which, you can actually work with me. Everything as always will be popped on screen. In the past few videos, I've introduced my new website. It's going to be linked everywhere, so you can just follow through the link to go to my official coaching shop website. It's hosted through Shopify, which was amazing to set up. I'm really excited to keep working on it, keep developing it, but yeah, I've just recently launched it, so everything will be on screen, all my coaching offers, how to work with me one-on-one. So yeah, do take a look. And now I think we can just start the video. So starting from the beginning in terms of seeing the opposite, if it's literally the beginning of your manifesting journey, if you haven't yet created affirmations or been working towards manifesting your desire, things have maybe just recently unfolded and happened in a negative way, or maybe you've just had the realization of what you want, that's, fine. You're at the beginning of your journey. So let's say in that context, or in hindsight, if you're even just looking back at what you've experienced so far, this will be useful. So if you've been seeing the opposite, and if you've not seen, obviously, the end result that you want, because you haven't yet manifested the end result, then it's going to be because you haven't started working on it yet. It's really that simple. You haven't been shifting your mindset, shifting your thoughts. If you haven't been consistent with affirmations or just consistent with any form of repetition, really, then your 3D is not going to shift. It's very unlikely to visibly shift until you start applying repetition. So yeah, again, it's not impossible, and I'm not saying there's nothing happening, but it's unlikely to be really visible and have like major changes come about if you haven't been consistent. And then second reason is if you're not quite at your beginning, but you've started, you have your affirmations, you know what you're doing, you have gone into your manifesting journey already, let's say, whether it's an SP or a tangible item or a physical change in yourself, whatever it may be, if you've already started, but you've been, seeing maybe nothing has shifted yet, you're not getting the communication, you're not seeing the physical changes in your reality, maybe you're just not seeing that movement coming in, it's because you're wavering. So whether you're at the beginning of your journey, you've just started, or you've been manifesting for months and months, if you're wavering in your mind, or the predominant thought process and predominant story in your mind is the old circumstances, the old version, the problems that were originally there, and the lack of having what you want. It doesn't even need to be that you started from a negative point, but it could be that you started from obviously not having what you want, and you still feel like your reality is expressing that, and that's what is still reflecting, then you are wavering. It's always down to your own thoughts. So there's nothing to analyze or kind of try to force or take action with in your 3D. It's something within your own mind. Your thought process controls your reality, controls the unfolding of the manifestation, the speed. Although again, we can't say, in 4 days and 3 hours, I'm going to manifest my SP. You can tell yourself that, but it's unlikely that you'll be able to control down to the minute when it happens, and nor should you. You should be trusting and confident enough to let it just come in as it is. But yeah, my original point of you're not controlling it, but you can speed up the results. So it is down to your thought process. If you're not seeing, if you're seeing the opposite, basically, as the title and topic of this video suggests, it means there's something in your thought process. You haven't let go of the old story. You haven't let go of thinking, I don't have it yet, it's taking long, questioning circumstances or replaying negative memories. A lot of people do this. Obviously, if your emotions are tied to it, people tend to struggle with letting go. They struggle with, releasing that memory and that assumption of SP doesn't love me because XYZ. SP won't commit to me because XYZ. I can't get this job because this. I don't have the money because that. It's easy to let the logic and analysis take over your mind and conscious thought process, but that's where the problem lies. So that's really the root cause. It's something in your own mind. It can be down to many things, as I just mentioned, quite a few, replaying memories, trying to analyze the situation, whatever it may be. There's different causes, but it all ties into something in your own mind. Maybe you're not persisting enough. So it could also be that you just haven't quite put in the effort you need to. I'm kind of rambling in this video, but I think you guys are probably engaging with it. But no, I think I'm on a good roll. But yeah, I just realized I have not stopped to take a breath. You are thinking something that is opposing your desire. You're trying to analyze the situation, and it's either wavering. So either, for a day or two or certain periods of time, you're putting in the work, you're doing it correctly, and you know what you need to do, but then something triggers you, or you allow yourself to start replaying negative memories, you allow yourself to question what's going on, you allow yourself to say, well, it's been 2 months and, it's not happening, this is so difficult, what's going on, blah, 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 those type of thoughts. My clients get those too. I've heard that from clients as well. It's pretty natural, but it is something to stop and acknowledge and say, okay, as tempting as it is and as natural and objective as this feels, like it feels like I'm literally just thinking a fact, stop, flip it around. SP loves me, SP has committed to me, everything's working perfectly, the process has unfolded, I have everything I want, it's working out in my favor, I know it's all coming together as I want right now. Flip it around, apply your mental diet and stop that thought in its tracks, because it can be easy to spiral and let that kind of thought process take over and think, oh, of course, so let me analyze how long it's been and this communication and that, and allow yourself to think, oh, well, the circumstances are so difficult to overcome. Those are all irrelevant. Anything that is not your end result is not something you should analyze. You don't need to put significance on it. You don't need to feel anxious or upset about it. You can, if that's natural, but I'm saying you don't have to. There's no benefit to it for the end result. So try not to let yourself get stuck in these moments, in these little hurdles, because ultimately they are insignificant when it comes to the principles of law of assumption, and therefore it's not something you have to hold in your mind. You can literally tell yourself, even though it feels like I have such strong emotion, I'm going to stop this thought and I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to repeat my affirmation. SP loves me. I have the job. I look perfect. I have a perfect life. I am so wealthy and rich. Tell yourself all these things and stop that thought in its tracks, because that is wavering. And therefore, your 3D reality is going to show the opposite as well, because you're thinking the opposite. So stop and ask yourself, have my thoughts been good? Have I been spiraling? Have I been wavering? Have I been checking up on social media posts? Checking my emails 20 times a day, checking on this, trying to talk to people about that. Ask yourself just for a moment, what have I been doing to waver? Because if my 3D reality is consistently showing the opposite and I'm really, really struggling with this, what is it in my own mind that I can't let go of that has been opposing my desire? Because there is going to be something there, and yeah, you don't even have to analyze it. Just go forward with the intention of, I'm not going to allow myself to waver and spiral for a long period. I'm going to apply my mental diet as best as I can. I'm going to, if I feel triggered, I'm going to take a moment, take a step back, and then turn it around in my mind. Start looping my affirmations, do a visualization, script, revise it, whatever it may be. Just try and get your mindset and thought process back on track. And if you keep working at this day by day, as I said, consistency is key. So it's going to get easier, you're going to get better at it, the results are going to come in more powerfully, and you are going to see that change coming in. So ultimately, to answer the question, the opposite is showing up in your 3D reality because you in your own mind are not allowing it to stop being that, to turn into the 180 difference, just the small changes, the positive end result to come in. You need to allow it with your thoughts. It can build up with consistency and repetition. It doesn't have to be an overnight process. That's not even a natural way to manifest, that suddenly overnight everything shifts. You can work on it day by day, build it up, and then the results are more and more powerful and more visible. So if you're really struggling and it's been a long period of time, or if you're just at the beginning of your journey, it's because you need to build up the consistency and repetition. So I think that finalizes everything. I think that covers and answers the question quite simply, that it's something within your thought process. Don't waver. Don't allow yourself to spiral for long periods of time. Don't engage to the best of your ability with things that trigger you in your 3D reality, because anything that is keeping your thoughts in that old version, in the old story, it's going to hold a 3D reality reflecting that. So give it time, give it patience, and try and be as confident as you can going forward with the end result in your mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it useful. If you did, then please do a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And I'll see you next time. Bye!